Hey there, fellow filmmakers. Welcome to our channel. Today I'm going to be going over some helpful tips and tools that I use the most when I'm making documentary films. You know, a lot of my friends have been reaching out to me lately asking me if I can help them or give them advice along their filmmaking career. And I figured I'd put together this video to, kind of spread the love and let you know some do's and don'ts that I've learned along the way. And hopefully I'll be able to either, help you save some cash and, or, just really get you inspired to go out and make your own films and capture as many moments as you can this next year. So our first tool that we're gonna talk about is a little old school, writing on paper and pen. It's so easy to forget how writing things down is so good for our brain and good for the creative process with communicating with others and just communicating with yourself. If you can get it out of your brain and into the notebook, I really feel that it's almost like you're dumping out the hard drive. You're dumping out the cards. So getting the ideas on paper, getting the when you're going through the shooting process and having your notebook there, writing out something that the person said, you're interviewing the person and you're literally writing out these things that they said. You can go back and when you're cataloging and editing, you say, I really like this part when they were talking about this thing about their brother or their mother, and it's easy. It's so easy. It's so cheap. It's always there for you. It folds up. You can bring it with you on a plane. You can write things down when you're, on a break at lunch. By far, the one thing that has elevated my career and helped me make better documentaries over the last 5 years, the notebooks, the paper and pen. All right, next up is a pretty complex device, your gimbal. Now, we can dive into which gimbal is the best. We can dive into which gimbal is gonna be the best for your buck. I think more importantly, the evolution of the documentary filmmaking world has been in part because of the gimbal. The second a gimbal came available to documentary filmmakers like myself, it allowed me to really pull off some cinematic moves that I really couldn't afford before. I couldn't afford a big a crane or a large push-in type track device on a dolly. Even the sliders that I owned early in my career only allowed me to go maybe 1 to 2 feet in either direction. And so having a gimbal really allows you to make some dramatic artistic movements and allows you to capture moments that maybe we couldn't have seen if it was on a static camera. The gimbal itself is a 3-axis gimbal. If you're not familiar with these tools, you're looking for a stabilizer that helps the camera float. This allows you to not have the shake that maybe is what you want in a handheld or a shoulder rig when you're trying to create friction or you're trying to create anxiety in your shot. The gimbal really allows you to give a sense of relaxation, give a sense of comfort, and really allows the viewer to feel like they're floating in the scene. My lens of choice is the Sigma Art series. I like prime lenses, I like super sharp images, and I really feel the Sigma Art 24mm lens is my go-to lens for almost everything I shoot out in the open. If it's something live, if it's something that has a scene involved, if there's movement involved, if I'm on a gimbal, this is my go-to lens. It's the lens that I'm filming with right now. That's because it has such a beautiful wide look, but it doesn't have the bowing that say like the 18 or the 16 or the 14mm lenses have. When you're on the go, when you're traveling a lot, you can't really take all these lenses with you. I try to limit my lens kit down to 3 lenses. I try to have a wide, I try to have a really good portrait lens, and then I try to have some type of long lens in case I can't get close enough. But my 24mm Sigma Art prime lens is by far my favorite lens, my go-to lens for making documentary films. All right, what's next? Audio. I hope you like what you've been hearing, because this is coming from the Rode NTG microphone. So with audio, I think it's important to have quality microphones from the get-go. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to do this. The Rode NTG microphone is very accessible, and it's the best one you can get for the buck. Without a doubt, we use this microphone on every shoot that we can. If we can have a boom mic there, this is the mic we use. If we're using it as a shotgun microphone, we put it on the camera. It is perfect. Now, you do need some extra pieces to it that are gonna make the system a little bit more bulky. You're gonna need to have a Tascam or some type of audio mixer that goes from the microphone to the mixer, and then another cable to go into your camera if you want to sync it up live. And that's one thing I would suggest also, is trying to get it to the point where you are synced in. At least the audio that is being captured on your camera is coming from the NTG Rode mic, and it just saves so much time. It really speeds up your process. You don't have to sync it later. A lot of people use it as a separate thing, but why not just get an 1/8" cable and go from your out of your mixer and into your camera? And that's a simple tool that we've used with audio. But by far and away, the Rode NTG mics and just the Rode mics in general are the best cost-effective mics. I think Sennheiser might be the better quality, but the Rode is definitely a product that is accessible to more people as a price point, and the quality is perfectly fine. We use them in all of our films. So here we are at tripods. You know, to start off, I'm a big traveler. I think that travel tripods are very important to a documentary filmmaker. And I think the best way to look at these tripods are, does it fit in my bag? Is it lightweight? Can I carry it on my shoulder? Can it set up as tall as a person? And can it break down as low as a rock? And I think if you take those things into your thoughts, into your filmmaking process, that's gonna help guide you to which tripod it is that you should buy. Well, we pretty much use only Manfrotto tripods. I've had my Manfrotto travel tripod for over 7 years. I've used it in all my travel films. I've used it in all my feature documentaries. I can't say enough good things about the Manfrotto series, but they're not the only ones out there. Here's the reasons why I like the Manfrotto so much. Number one, I can tilt it any which way I want. I can raise it as high as a 6 foot tall person, and I can break it all the way down to as low as a foot off the ground. These things are important to me because I'm actively trying to find the right shot in the right area, and most of the time the ground that I'm on is not even. It's not level ground. And so I need a tripod that has the ability to go in all these different areas and still be super stable. And I think that Manfrotto has done a great job of creating that tool, and also the durability factor. Being that I travel a lot, I might put my gear in a suitcase, but sometimes I have to check it with me on the plane, and I need it to fit in a compact area. And so I really feel like Manfrotto has done a great job of creating these durable devices that also fit in such a small, compact area that I can just throw over my shoulder or attach to my camera bag and walk it onto a plane with me wherever I go. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We're super excited for this series, and we hope you follow along. It's our goal to help filmmakers all around the world reach their goals faster. Hopefully you can take one thing out of this video and elevate your next documentary. If you'd like to learn more about how I make my films, hit the subscribe button and also comment below. I would love to connect with you.